My name is Emily. I was 26 years old when I married James. He was kind, gentle, and very charming. I thought he was the perfect man. My mother, Helen, was happy for me. She smiled during the wedding and hugged James warmly. Everyone said we looked like a perfect couple. I believed my life would be full of love and peace. A close family. After marriage, we lived close to my mother's house. James often visited her with me. He helped her fix the garden, repair things, and carry groceries. I liked that he respected my mother. But slowly, I noticed something strange. When my mother spoke, James looked deeply into her eyes. He laughed at every small joke she made. Sometimes, he even forgot I was there. A strange feeling. At first, I thought I was imagining it. Maybe I was jealous. Maybe I was just tired. But the feeling grew stronger every day. One night, while we were having dinner, James told me, "Your mother is so amazing. She understands everything." I smiled weakly, but my heart hurt. Why did he talk about her so much? The phone calls. One evening, I heard James talking on the phone. His voice was soft and secretive. I walked closer to the door. He was saying, "I wish we could meet tomorrow. I miss talking to you." My hands started to shake. I wanted to believe it was his friend. But when he ended the call, I saw her name on his phone, Mom. My heart broke. The truth unfolds. The next day, I went to my mother's house. She looked nervous when she saw me. Her hands were trembling as she poured me tea. I asked softly, "Mom, do you talk to James often?" She looked down and said, "Sometimes. He calls when he needs advice." But I knew she was lying. Tears filled my eyes. "Mom," I whispered, "please tell me the truth." She began to cry. "Yes, Emily," she said. "He calls me. He says he feels lonely. He says I understand him." I couldn't breathe. It felt like my world was falling apart. The confrontation. That night, I asked James, "Do you love my mother?" He looked at me silently. After a long pause, he whispered, "I don't know. I respect her. I feel connected to her." I shouted, "You are my husband." "Not hers." He stood quietly, eyes full of confusion. He didn't deny it. The pain days passed in silence. I couldn't look at him. Every time I saw his face, I saw betrayal. Every time I saw my mother, I saw guilt. I wanted to run away, to forget everything. But pain followed me everywhere. My nights were sleepless. My heart was heavy. My mother's regret. A week later, my mother came to my house. Her eyes were red and tired. She said, "Emily, I'm sorry. I never wanted this. I love you more than my life. I told James to stop calling me. I told him you need him, not me." I cried in her arms. I wanted to forgive her, but the wound was deep. The separation. James packed his bags. He said, "I'm sorry, Emily. I hurt you. I didn't plan this. I just got lost." He left the house quietly. I didn't stop him. Sometimes, love is not enough when trust is gone. Moving on. Months passed. I started working again. Learned to smile without pretending. My mother and I slowly rebuilt our relationship. She stood by me when I was weak. She cooked for me, held my hand, and said, "One day you will love again." Maybe she was right, but I promised myself never again would. I ignore the signs, because love should never break the bond between a mother and daughter. The message now. When I think of James, I don't feel hate. I feel sadness and peace. Some people come into your life to teach you pain, and pain becomes your greatest teacher. I learned that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from the past. After James left, silence filled the house. His clothes were gone. His books, his perfume, his watch, all disappeared. Only memories stayed, memories that hurt every time I breathed. I sat in our living room, staring at the empty sofa. That's where we used to laugh together. Now, it looked like a place for ghosts. At night, I could still hear his voice in my dreams. I woke up crying, whispering, "Why, James? Why her?" But there was no answer. My mother's apology. One morning, my mother came with flowers. She stood at the door and said softly, "Can I come in?" I nodded, my heart heavy. She walked around the house quietly. Then she said, "I didn't mean to hurt you. I lost myself too. He reminded me of your father, his kindness, his words." Her eyes filled with tears. "I should have stopped him earlier," she said. "I made a mistake that I will regret forever." I looked at her and felt something change inside me. I still hurt, but I saw her pain too. We were both broken, just in different ways. The rainy night one rainy night. I sat by the window. Raindrops hit the glass like soft whispers. I closed my eyes and remembered everything. The love, the betrayal, the tears. Then I took a deep breath and said to myself, "I will not let this pain destroy me." It was the first time I felt a little bit strong again. Back to work. I went back to my old job at the library. The smell of books comforted me. Every story I read felt like a friend. They told me, "You're not alone. Everyone has a story of pain." My coworkers were kind. One of them, Michael, often brought me tea and smiled. He said, "You have sad eyes, but a strong heart." I didn't know how to answer, but his words made me smile for the first time in months. Letters from the past. One day, I found a letter in an old book. It said, "Sometimes we lose people we love, not because they stop loving us, but because life teaches us something greater." I kept that letter in my diary. It became my little reminder that everything happens for a reason, even heartbreak. The unexpected call. After 6 months, James called me. When I saw his name on my phone, my hands shook. Part of me wanted to ignore it, but I answered. "Emily," he said softly, "I'm sorry for everything. I'm in therapy now. I realized I was confused, not in love. Your mother was kind to me, and I mistook comfort for love." I listened quietly. Tears fell, but not from pain this time. From release. "I forgive you, James," I said, "but please don't come back. I need to live my life now," he whispered. "You always were stronger than me." And then, the call ended forever. Healing slowly. I started to walk every morning. The sun felt warm again. The air felt lighter. Sometimes I talked to my mother on the phone. Sometimes we sat silently together in the park. She always brought my favorite coffee. She didn't talk about the past anymore. Instead, she said things like, "I'm proud of you. Emily, you survived something that could have destroyed anyone." Those words healed parts of me that even time couldn't touch. Michael's friendship. Michael became a quiet part of my days. He never asked about James. He just listened when I wanted to talk. He had lost his wife years ago, so he understood pain. One evening, as we closed the library, he said, "Maybe love isn't about finding someone perfect. Maybe it's about finding someone who stays, even when life breaks you." His words stayed in my heart for days. My mother's health. One afternoon, my mother fainted while working in the garden. I rushed her to the hospital. The doctor said she was tired and needed rest. As she lay in the hospital bed, I held her hand. She looked weak but peaceful. "Emily," she whispered, "you are my greatest gift. I know I hurt you, but please remember, I never meant to take your happiness." I squeezed her hand. "Mom," I said softly, "I know, and I forgive you completely." Her eyes filled with tears. That moment, something inside both of us healed forever. New hope. Months later, I moved to a new apartment. It was small but warm. I filled it with plants, books, and little lights. Every morning, sunlight touched the walls gently, and I smiled. One Sunday, Michael visited with flowers. He said, "Your home feels alive just like you." I blushed and said, "It's finally peaceful." He smiled and replied, "Peace looks beautiful on you." The unexpected letter. A year later, I received a letter from James. He had moved abroad and was starting a new life. He wrote, "Thank you, Emily, for forgiving me. You taught me what love really means. It's not desire, it's respect." I read it once and placed it in a box. No anger. No sadness. Just quiet understanding. The garden one evening. I went to my mother's house again. She was planting roses. "Look," she said, "new flowers grow where old ones die." I smiled. "Yes," I said, "just like us." We both laughed softly, and for the first time in a long time, it felt like home again. The final lesson. Time passed. I didn't find love again right away, but I found myself. I learned that healing takes time, and that's okay. Now, when I look at my reflection, I see a woman who survived heartbreak, betrayal, and guilt, and turned it into strength. Love hurt me, but it also shaped me. My story is no longer about pain. It's about growth, forgiveness, and hope. Final message. If you've ever been betrayed, don't let it define you. Let it refine you. Because broken hearts can still love again, even stronger than before.